Hi guys, thank you for joining us. We're doing a second live session today with all of you, and this time we're doing it on BOQ, which is Bill of Quantities. It's a fairly technical subject, so we have struggled a little bit as to how to do it live because there is a bit of show and tell required. And so we are hoping to use this tool to share images, and we hope that works. A lot of you actually, we did like a little survey on Instagram asking you guys what you want your, the next topic for the live to be, and majority of you actually asked for it to be on BOQ, and I think there is a general fear amongst the students of architecture about on the topic of BOQ, and maybe a lot of you don't even know what it is. It's definitely not something that's covered in architecture school. Vahi and I were chatting, and we don't remember actually studying it in during our architectural education. So I think that there is just this inherent fear because of the unknown when it comes to BOQ, but it's not that difficult or tough a topic. So as we wait for more people to join in, I don't want to jump right into it because we will be telling you guys what it is, and then if people miss it, then they'll miss most of the kind of the key information. So I'll just give it another couple of minutes. So while we do that, let me also tell you that the last live session that we had was basically just a general conversation on what the world looks like during this COVID crisis. And we basically answered a whole bunch of questions from students and young designers about just what they're feeling and what they're anxious about. A lot of questions about job opportunities post-COVID. Hi, Asim. I saw someone else also say hi. Anyways, yeah, so those videos were, I thought it was a really good session. We had about 300 people or so who sort of joined in during that 1 hour long session. We have cut it up into 7 parts just so it's easier to view and easier to digest for people. So you can pick and choose which part was most relevant to you. Those videos are now available, on my Instagram feed. They're also available on our website, which is buildgrounded.com. So you guys can go ahead and watch those again. If you guys have any follow-up questions, of course, please do leave them in the comments on Instagram, or you can send us a direct email about it. Let me start now. I'll do a brief introduction. My name is Anjali Mangalgiri. I am the founder and principal architect of Grounded. Grounded is an architectural firm based in Goa and Singapore. On the other end, on the screen is Sanjeev Pahi, who is our COO. So Sanjeev is joining us from Goa, and I'm joining you from Singapore. Most of us are still in partial or full lockdown mode, even though Wahi is in office, as Goa is, fairly COVID-free. We have also actually restarted construction work on our sites in Goa, but in a very limited capacity because, material is really very difficult to get. Why do you want to just do a quick update of how we're going about construction, now, and what precautions we're taking on the site?
The basic rule is that we can't have workers from outside coming in. So any workers who are currently staying at site are the ones who are working there. We're obviously monitoring the health rigorously. We have temperature checks going on every morning and evening. We're providing them with food and making sure that they're well settled there. These are the workers who've chosen not to go back to their hometowns, and they are continuing to work for us. So we're making sure that they're as comfortable as possible. and when we talk about work happening in limited capacity is because we can't have any subcontractors who bring their workers in from outside are not able to come to site. So it's pretty much limited to some civil and finishers work that can go on. But we can't have other contractors who are doing electrical or plumbing work are not able to come into site this time. So
Right.
yeah.
Yeah, and you also went and distributed masks to everyone on the site, and we are also having them. Yeah, and we're also having them take a temperature for everyone on the site twice a day, and we're keeping a record of that just to make sure that we are everyone is safe. So now let's start on BOQ. So what is BOQ? Okay, guys, everyone, if we could do a little quick survey, but you guys can write if you know what BOQ is or not. I had posted this question on my stories, which said, which was asking you guys questions, and there was one person who actually said that we never learned it in school. So BOQ is basically bill of quantities. It is a list of items of work that will be utilized in construction in any project. And as architects, we basically try to quantify the items of work so that we can then tender out the project to get rates for construction from various contractors and subcontractors. So that is BOQ. It's not a scary thing. It's a very simple. It's actually just a simple list. At the end of the day, we will show you some examples. So the purpose of BOQ is twofold. One, as I said, is to tender out a project and to get rates for the items of work. And the second objective of having a BOQ is to basically get to estimate a project cost. So both these things are very important, for any decision maker who's basically about to build a building, regardless of the scale. They must know how much things will cost at the end of the day. When you're tendering out any project using a BOQ, it enables you to actually compare rates across contractors, right? So in a way, like you can think of it as like a list of, say, if you were to go grocery shopping, right? It's a list of items that you want to buy, and then you're sending it out to various vendors and suppliers, asking them to quote their rates to you, and then you can take a judgment call as to which vendor you want to finally do the purchase from. So that's sort of what a BOQ is.